Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh boy, am I excited. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How's your weekend going? Are you relaxing or are you working?
Not working yet. I am leaving for New York tomorrow night
Yeah,
and finally gonna go deal with the entire life that I left,
yeah,
the life of things that I left there. So I'm in that pre-travel mode right now. Just
yeah.
what have I not thought of? I have all this food in my fridge. But I just made the most delicious curry using odds and ends in the fridge. The New York Times red curry recipe is just the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yum. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Did
So
you,
jealous.
how's your weekend going?
So far, so good. So far, so good. What have I been doing today? Sorting through inventory. That seems just like an endless thing for me. I'm always sorting through inventory. I have orders to fill, but I didn't do those today. I feel like I've just kind of been doing nothing today.
I think you work a lot, and that might be okay.
I do work a lot, and it's funny because I come in here and I'll sit at my desk and I am mindlessly. That's why I feel like I haven't done anything because I'm like mindlessly doing things, but I'm also watching like Supernatural and I'm talking to the dogs, and so I feel like I haven't accomplished anything, but I'm sure that I probably did. I don't know.
But also rest is
Yeah.
accomplishment. So
I definitely have weekend brain, if that helps, right? My brain has completely turned off. So
well, that's okay. You have dogs to cuddle with, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm always jealous. So hello everyone in the comments. Good to see folks. Stay chatty with us here today because we have one of the more casual classes each month where the design is not preordained. Sarah has the June Sam Speed box, and maybe she's been spinning with some ideas, but she hasn't assembled anything yet, and she has 1 hour, which she did not even use the full hour last time because she's fast.
I am kind of fast, but I'm doing earrings. I've decided that's what I want to do. I want to make earrings because I want to make myself something. That's the goal for today, is I'm going to make something for myself. And so if I have to make 2, maybe it'll take the whole hour. I don't know. We'll see.
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So the June 2021 Sam Speed box, as you're about to see when Sarah flips her camera, we had a theme of peacock, which I just think are the most gorgeous animal. I don't know how colors can exist like that in the wild. It's just amazing to me. So this whole box is just inspired by that. It's blues and greens, and then there are purple peacocks also. So there's also some purples in the box. I learned a lot about peafowl in the last prepping for this box. And how I didn't even know the term peafowl or peahen, which is a female peacock, even existed until this box. But we learn through our lives, and now I know.
That is fantastic.
But I'm excited to see what you come up with, Sarah. I'm also just excited to hang with you and excited to hang with all the folks who have joined us today. So I'm really so glad so many lovely folks are with us. I see familiar faces.
Full house as always. So hi to everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. Colleen is here.
Hey yo, shout out.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys around so you can see this. And Sam, you just do the Sam thing. I'm gonna show everybody these beads and start thinking. Okay, but first I have to turn everything around.
Everyone cross your fingers right now.
All right, hold on. Let's see here. All right, I think I got it. Yep. All right, awesome.
Nailed it.
Okay. So, Sam, what did you learn about peafowl?
Well, so I was debating how much of I would include on the slip, because I've started writing up about how it's super important for the mating rituals, and I was like, do I really want to get into this on like a write-up about beads? Like, yes, it's just nature, like who cares? But like maybe it's not the point here. But I was telling Rachel Malice yesterday when we were unboxing this, and there's like this beautiful David Attenborough Netflix series that is called Life in Color, and the very first animal they look at is a peacock, and the way they film it with just the light shining off the feathers is just so beautiful. And I was like, oh my god, this is just meant to be.
It is an absolutely beautiful color combination. You cannot go wrong when you go with peacock colors. You just can't. You just can't. Oh, and I have to make a confession before people start looking at my hand. So I took a strand and just put it on stretch because I had to. I just couldn't resist. It was so beautiful all by itself. I just put it on stretchy and I was like, yep, done.
Wow. I love that you even kept the same seed beads that it came with.
Yep. I think it looks beautiful just like it is. So I just transferred it to some stretchy stuff and made myself a bracelet.
Oh my goodness. That didn't take long.
Nope. I couldn't help it. It was so gorgeous. I had to. I could not resist. This color, oh gosh.
Wait, you have the same reaction I have about that color. I think it's like the most special thing ever.
It is. This is I call it my power color, but I really don't think that it is. I think red is probably my power color, but this is whatever the equivalent of power color is in calming, soothing hominess. You know how there's like comfort food? This is my comfort color.
Totally.
Yeah. Love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I'm obsessed with these. These are so fabulous.
And they're kind of like a little big. So like we've got something else to play with there with those.
I love them. Love them. Love them. Okay, let's see here. Let me think. I want to use these leaves, but I don't know how I want to use them just yet.
It looks like multiple folks agree that color is fabulous.
It is. It's so soothing and wonderful.
Also, ordering teal, there's so many shades of teal because teal is a range basically between two colors. So like those are teal, but then I ordered those ovals and those are teal, like those ones literally right above them.
Yeah.
But they're a lot more green.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are a little bit more green, but they're so pretty.
My favorite shades of teal are always the ones in the blue spectrum, like that bicone strand.
Mine are too. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to pick what I want to start with. Oh
well, I see leaves, so fantabulous.
Look at that little baby. Oh my god.
It looks like it's like all alone.
That's so sweet. I love that. It's a little baby spike. Oh, there's another one. It's not alone. It's not alone. Okay, so I did grab my artistic wire mandrel tool because this is my favorite thing to make earrings with. So I'm going to do some sort of hoop, but I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be just yet. So I'm just going to cut some wire here. Let's see. We'll see what happens. I have sort of an idea, but I'm not sure.
I think that's how it should be right now.
Alrighty, let's see here.
So it looks like Sarah has grabbed her step mandrel. Do you use a plastic one more than you use a metal step mandrel, Sarah?
I do. I prefer this one. It's really lightweight. It's super, super convenient. And you can, I don't know about the metal ones, but with this one, you can pop it off and there are different shapes that go on it, which is really nice. Yeah. So I'm always a fan of being able to create more than just a hoop if I want to.
I thought you were going to say, I'm a big fan of a multi-tool. And I was going to say, me too.
Well, I certainly am a huge fan of a multi-tool. That is no joke. That's for sure. So does this stress the other designers? I think I asked you this before. Is this stressful for everyone else that comes to do the design on the fly a little bit? Because it's kind of stressful a little bit, not in a bad way, not like in a complaining way, but like it makes me kind of nervous to be on the spot and like, what if I mess up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Rachel Malice has done one. Tracy Proctor did one, and you've done the last one and this one. So Rachel had a couple ideas. I let Rachel, she was like, can I have an idea. Can I just, can I make sure it works in advance? And I was like, yes. And it ended up being like a really cool technique she showed. But then from that, she designed on the fly using that like component she made.
Yeah.
And then Tracy, I mean, you all seem like you're professionals. You know what you're like. Even if you're nervous, you hide it very well because you're
right.
like.
Well, I hope
it's
so.
It's kind of like how like a really good singer could kind of be handed anything, and like even if they're kind of like maybe messing up some notes and words, like you're still being bathed in the glory of their sound, and like it's great.
Wow, I'll take that. That was beautiful. That makes me feel much better. That was awesome.
Leave it to a metaphor.
I love that.
Anastasia, I think we will have some extra of this June box. Jesse's started a wait list, so if you just shoot a message to the Sam's Bead Shop page, he can add you when he's back in the office on Monday. I think we'll have a few extra. We won't have as many as last time, but we have a few. Ooh, we've got a hoop and a decorated bead going. I love that. I'm talking too much. I haven't even let you explain what you're doing, but like,
no,
love it.
I'm all for that. I like it because it's like watching golf. I don't watch golf, but this is just like my and they're like, I don't know, what are the golf things they say? You're kind of giving the play-by-play. I like it. She's grabbing the artistic wire mandrel tool. I love that. Okay. I can do something with this. I think I'm going to need to work hard in it, though, because I picked up 18 gauge wire because that's just what's closest here. But I do think I need to work hard in this before I do anything else to it. So I'm going to move this out of the way for just a second. I'm going to grab my block and my nylon hammer here. And I'm just going to harden this just a little bit. It's 18 gauge wire, so it's sturdy, but it's not super, super sturdy. So
and I'm assuming you started with a German style wire?
Yes. Sorry, I should have told you that. I apologize.
No, you're good.
But I think you could probably get away with doing this with like artistic wire or other soft wire if you wanted.
Yeah, because Rachel's taught a design similar to this, and she uses a 16 or 18 for a hoop, and just as long as it's hammered, it gets work hardened enough.
Yeah.
But it's just extra sturdy because it started pretty work hardened then.
Okay, no, I want more. I gotta have more. I'm feeling peacock in the design, not just in the color. So I kind of okay.
I feel like you're about to get really ambitious, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. So I'm gonna make some spirals, I think. And then I might flatten them. I've done something like this before, kinda, but not exactly. Let's see. Need a tool. Looking for a tool. Okay, this will do. Okay, so I'm going to use my small bell making pliers, and I'm going to use this small mandrel just because it's not tapered, so I can make a nice even spiral out of that. And I'm going to trim my wire so that it's nice and flush. And let's see, I want to use this smaller. So I'm going to make a spiral. So I'm just winding the wire basically. And this is also a great way to make jump rings too, if you need to make jump rings in a pinch.
See, this would solve my problem. I tried making jump rings out of dead soft wire once, and they were the flimsiest thing in the world.
Yeah. As a general rule, I don't like to make my own jump rings, but I can if I need to. And so It's always just a nice thing to know that you can do, but I don't like to. I never feel like they're as sturdy. I think that's too big. We'll find out. We'll find out.
See, I don't think I know where you're going with this. Sheila, that was an evil laugh.
Well, let's see here. So this is where I'm going, but I got to get something in between here that I'm happy with. So I'm going to flatten this spiral out that I made. And I'm just using my nylon jaw pliers to do that.
Who else is mesmerized?
This might be too big, but I can trim it down too. And I want it to be kind of a curve. Actually, I think that one's a little bit big, but that might, if I do 2 layers, that'll be a good bottom layer. So I'm going to do a shorter one, I think, to go in between here. Maybe. I don't know. 2 might be too much, but we'll see. We'll see. You can never do too much, right?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. All right, so just going to make another one of those spirals, but this one I'm going to trim it down so that it's a little bit shorter than the other one so that they kind of, there's a larger one on the bottom, but a smaller one in between there. So I think I went like maybe an inch with the other. I'm going to do like, I don't know, a 1/2 inch, maybe over a half. I don't know. We're going to stop here and see if we've got, I have extra wire, so it's not a big deal. We can always adjust if we need to.
Joan just said a famous Sarah quote, "More is more, less is a bore."
Less is a bore. And that's actually not I say that all the time, but that was actually Coco Chanel that originally said that.
Oh my God, I got it. Wow. Well, this makes sense. I because when I do see your wire designs here, like there's always an intricacy to them. That like more than
to make it look intricate. I don't know that it necessarily is. I don't like that one. I don't like the way that one is. So I feel like, I don't know. This one's too, I don't know if it's too long. There's something about this one that's bugging me.
I don't think this piece of wire is meeting Sarah's approval.
It is not. It is not making me very happy.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't somehow doesn't match the other ones like geometry.
I think that's because maybe the loops are more open. I'm not sure. But the good news is I got lots of wire, so we can make it work. Now, see, I flattened that one out too much. Okay, let's trim some of this off. Let's see. So I'm going to shorten this one up too. Well, where shall we cut? That's always a challenge. Like,
as long as you're not surgeon, you're allowed to ask that question.
It's definitely not something you want to hear on the operating table. Okay, that's a little better. That makes me a little bit happier.
Yeah, it's definitely very pleasing to the eye.
Okay, so now, and this is gonna need more things, but I'm okay with it so far. Okay.
I love it. Sarah's going to spend 1 hour on one earring, and I'm phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. In Tucson, not this past year, but right before COVID, I was in Tucson, and Bead always they host like, and I don't know who else, it's other companies, but a lot of companies get together and Bead hosts this design challenge.
Right.
And, there's like, I'm going to grab some jump rings. There's a ton of designers. There are these big long tables, and you don't know what's in the bag, and you open the bag and then you do a design on the fly. And there's also alcoholic beverages involved. And I don't know, I was very, very nervous about it at first. Well, I was just nervous in general, just because I knew I had to do something spectacular, but so I had a drink beforehand. I don't ever recommend drinking before you have to design, especially a design on the fly. Because I ended up just completely freezing up, and I sat there for the entire hour, literally working on one earring. And at the end, there was like 10 minutes left. I scrapped the whole thing and threw something else together right at the last minute. Yeah. It was one of the most stressful things. And I swear, if I had not had a drink, it probably would not have been nearly as stressful. So I don't recommend drinking and designing on the fly.
That's so funny. Like, yeah, because they did the virtual version of that this year.
Yeah.
Which was so much fun to watch. And I'm sure, I really hope that we get to do it in person next year.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if because I asked Rachel to represent Sam's Bead Shop, because I was like, I don't think I could do this under pressure. There's just no way.
It's stressful.
And I'm just saying, maybe I should start prepping for next year. But what if I just pull up a chair next to you and then just distract you and help you accomplish nothing, but meanwhile have a great time.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. We just kind of chatted and had a great time, and so for that part of it, it was so worth it. It was fun. I did not create anything that was prize-worthy, but it was a blast. So I wouldn't take it back. If you're ever like in a situation where you really do have to do a good job, though, I don't recommend having a drink before that. Because I really think that kind of stunted my creativity and just gave me the giggles like I have now.
I really hope we get to, I think it's going to happen. Next year, we're going to be back in person. And I just feel like I went to Tucson this year, and it was a less happening Tucson.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have any Tierra Cast folks. I don't think even Beadalon was really there. Like, there weren't a lot of people other than some of the bead vendors. And I want the full Tucson scene next year.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Okay. Nope. See, now this has come out of shape, and I'm not a fan. Nope. Well, no, that's better.
I think it's really pretty.
That's better. Okay.
So were you basically connecting it to like the last loop, or yeah?
So it's just the last loops and just some jump rings. And I probably would have done better with maybe 4mm jump rings, but it's all right. It still works. So, and I think when I add some beads to the bottom of this, the gravity is going to help a little bit too. But do you see a peacock? See, I see a peacock. Do you see
totally. And the hoop is kind of the eye. Yeah.
So I just want to attach these maybe down there on the bottom. I don't know. I'm going to go for a jump ring to start with. And if that doesn't work, we might have to wire wrap them, but we'll see.
Yeah. I was curious how you would wire wrap those. With the hole drilled from the front.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I don't think my jump rings are going to do it. We may have to wire wrap these. Okay. That's okay. Let's see. I'm going to have to let me get some 24 gauge wire.
Wanda says I could be your surgical assistant at the next make along, handing you all the tools and beads you need. I gladly accept this position. Jane knows. Jane knows.
All right, so I'm gonna wire wrap them just like a briolette, but I'm gonna make sure that the loop is facing the front. Is that what I want? Oh, do I want to wire wrap them directly, or do I want to do more jump rings? Interesting. Let us start with a wrapped loop, and we shall make that decision in a moment. All right, so I'm just going to cross the wires over the top. We're just going to wrap it like a briolette, and we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I feel like I want to wire wrap it directly, but since this is kind of squished down and it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
I may have to use a jump ring as my go-between, which I really kind of wanted to avoid, but I don't think there's any way around it.
Sharon wants to know, will there be any green in this design?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe in the middle. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about the middle as I'm like working on this. I'm like,
Actually, I am seeing the peacock more and more because Wanda was saying like, no, that the blue beads, like the top is the head and then the hoop is the body and then it's going out into the feathers, which makes a lot of sense. When I said the hoop looked like the eye, I meant the eye, the eye pattern on the feather.
Right. Yeah. That's sort of what I saw. But now that you say that, I see the body and this being the tail. So I think either way. Okay, let's see. Do I want to wire wrap it to it? Well, the worst that could happen is I take it off and try again. So,
you know, those teal bicones would go real nice with those leaves.
Ooh, yes, they would. Yes, they would. Ooh, maybe I'll alternate, or what? I don't know. Hold on. Now you're getting me flustered.
Yes.
Now I'm like, do I really want these leaves or not now? Okay, let's see.
I love all our folks yelling in the comments right now. This is the energy we need on this Saturday.
All right, so I'm just messy wrapping these. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't like that. I can see that cut part of the wire, though. I'm so particular about little things. It's really kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, but okay. All right, that works, and I don't have to use a jump ring. That I'm a fan of that. So let's see. Now, if we put one of those in between there, should we? Actually, let's put one of these in the center first so that I can get kind of an idea of where the middle is.
I was also curious what one of those looks like on top of one of those leaves. But then again, it's your design, so I should shut up.
Ooh, all right. Okay, hold on. Hold, please. We can do that. So let's do this. And let's bend this up, bend this down. I think I like your idea better, actually, because make myself a little platform here.
Ooh.
For one of those, and then it'll sit right on top of that little swirl. Oh, yes.
Yes, I love it.
That's so pretty. Yep. Okay. So now we're going to do the wrapped loop here.
Oh yeah, folks have started watching these lives on their TVs because it's so much easier these days to get get the stream up there. And I think it's so smart because you could see way more details
Yeah.
of what's going on for the design. And then
It
I
is.
know Joan says, I remember she made a post saying she puts it on the big screen and then she also has it on her phone so she can easily type comments onto the stream, which I love.
Yeah, that makes
That is
lots of
commitment.
sense. It's also mildly terrifying to think that my face is on someone's big TV, though. It's like, I hope I have on enough concealer today.
Oh boy, yep.
Do you remember when HD came out and everybody was like, if you would see a movie star on your TV, you'd be like, oh my gosh, look at their pores. You can see every hair follicle. That's amazing. All right. So at least that's what we did. I don't know. Maybe we're the only ones, but so should I put
Ooh,
those
pretty.
on all of them, you think?
Well, I
The
kind of
little
like that
icons?
I like that in the center there, definitely. It could be in this if you're doing 5 of them, the center 3 could have the bicones on it.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to do the one out here on the outer edge first.
This is like what I do in the kitchen if I'm cooking with someone. I just offer ideas. You don't have to take any of them, but I have these are
No, I love it because then
everything I have to offer.
I have someone else to blame if it doesn't turn out. That's fantastic.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I can take it. I like watching your lives on my phone actually, because then I connect my AirPods to the phone.
Yeah.
And then because someone was commenting, they could just like take the phone around. Because sometimes I'm like making breakfast. Because you start at what, like 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. sometimes?
On your for you it is. For you it is because it's 1 a.m. here or not 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, 1 p.m. here. But
Okay,
yeah,
so yeah, it's like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on this coast. So it's sometimes I'm still getting ready in the morning, and my phone pops up and says, Sara Lovecraft Designs is now live.
Oh, I get to have coffee with Sam in the morning. I love that.
Yeah, folks, if you see that button, there's usually a button on the live streams that says like follow, like get live notifications. Those actually tend to work pretty well if you accept that.
I wish I could figure out the Facebook notifications. Mine do not work. I have tried and tried and tried. And it's funny because Joan and Kathy both have they have admin permissions with my business Facebook page, and they get all of the notifications. I get none of them. I don't understand why.
That's so odd.
I know, it's really strange. And I have adjusted all of the settings. I've turned them all off and turned them all on. I've Googled it a million times. And for whatever reason, I do not get any Facebook notifications. It's really frustrating.
I had that for like a little bit, but it was too long ago that I don't remember what I did. So I can't help.
Gosh, that is such a pretty little combination. Oh, I love that.
Oh, that combo is great.
Yeah.
I feel like folks keep finding more and more combos I haven't thought of. Like, because I mean, I mostly thought of the box as a whole this time. I wasn't like super particular about like this will go with this and this will go with this. With so many items that almost doesn't matter because in the color world, like you're going to find things to go together.
Right.
So it's been cool to see like the different combos. And some people also pulled the blue from this box and put it with the red of last month's box.
Ooh, I like
that. Kind of cool. We're seeing months collide.
That's awesome. So I could count and make this like official, but I am just not that kind of person. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it and trying it until I find the spot that works. That works. I try to keep numbers out of my jewelry making as much as possible. And
I
at
mean,
this
like
point, it's
when you start counting links of chain, you just start going crazy. So
oh my gosh, yes. No, I'm not. I just don't. I can't. Mixing numbers. It was like I was like that in school too, like because words are kind of my thing. I was always really good in English class, but
that's good. Words were never my thing.
well, when we got into math class and they started word problems and like mixing the words and the numbers together, I was like, no, 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 you can't
Oh,
mix
give me a
words.
math problem. Give me a math problem. I'm gonna solve it. That's what this box is. It's one giant math problem.
See, I wish my brain worked that way. It just doesn't. And I'm in such awe of people who can speak numbers. It's just amazing to me because I don't speak that language at all.
Yeah, with the box, like putting it together, it's like, ooh, I can have that and that. Oh, but then I can't have that, but I can have that. And then I just have to strike a balance of well, I
Yeah.
think I went a little over budget for June, but aside from that, I
Hey,
really like
we're
these
not mad
colors
about it.
too.
We are not mad about it.
Someone was just commenting. I wanted to find that comment about they were curious about when I put the boxes together. Currently, I'm just putting them together month to month, but now I'm finally. My sister's been helping me out, and we're starting. We have pretty much just finalized the July box, and so we're gonna start brainstorming for August. I think I know what I want to do. But I hate it because it's even more secrets, more good secrets. I don't like good secrets.
It's hard to keep them.
But I love there's kind of a playfulness to all this when folks are like, just tell me something. And I say, nah, I absolutely not.
Nope.
Because I mean, that's half the fun of a mystery box. Like
Exactly.
Also, if I did spoil it, I would get probably 4 times as many people yelling at me as who are actually happy that it was spoiled. So it's I guess it's not there's no win-win.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I have to put the teal on the ends too. I think I need the teal on the ends. What do you think?
Wait, hold up one more. Let's see. I mean, I like it. We can see what folks think in the comments and see if we have any strong opinions either way. I like the layers. But this is your design, Sarah. So what makes you happy?
Well, I know, but I'm afraid if I don't know. Okay. So let's just go with the thought that it's just wire, and if it doesn't look good, I can fix it. I can make it like it was. So nothing is permanent, right? I can always fix it.
It's good life advice too.
Yes, it is. I can always fix it if I have to.
We can give ourselves second chances. Fail more. We'll say that for today. So I've kind of joined the TikTok train a little bit. I was hesitant for a long time, and I've joined it.
Oh my gosh, your life is over.
Yeah, I mean, I was really I joined it a couple weeks ago, and I got, or probably more than that, and like it's addicting at first. So I've had to limit myself, but there's some great. I don't know. I've found some great sides of TikTok that I've enjoyed. I was thinking of one video of this father who asks his son every day like 5 questions, and the first question is what is something you failed at today, and then the second question is what did you learn from it. Basically, it's the idea just to normalize failure and like as just a normal aspect of life and having a much better relationship than maybe we were raised to have.
Yeah.
In our approach to failure.
I love that. And I love TikTok. It's one of those things where I've never actually made a TikTok, and that was the intention. Was I'm going to download this app and I'm going to learn how to make TikToks, and I'm going to make jewelry making TikToks, and it's going to be great. But that's not what happened. What happened was I just found myself endlessly scrolling for hours and laughing so hard that my stomach was hurting. So I was hooked immediately. And so now TikTok, if I'm bored and I have a few minutes, I always open up TikTok because there's no telling what craziness is going to be on there. And there are some of the funniest things I have ever seen have been on TikTok. And a lot of them are, I love animal videos. So a lot of my feed is like funny animals.
Yeah, we probably have very different TikToks. I forget that everyone sees a very different thing.
Yeah. Mine's
So
like a mix
like dogs and cats, or just dogs?
So mine is dogs and cats and donkeys and raccoons. Those are, I get a lot of raccoon videos. I don't really know why, but they are so funny. They're so funny. Such a strange little animal.
You told them that you like those raccoon videos, and now you're only going to see raccoon videos.
Yep. It's funny. Yeah. So my TikTok is usually like funny animals and dancing attractive men and daily motivation. That's pretty much what my feed is.
Fantastic.
It's pretty ridiculous, actually.
What is, let's see, mine is like, I mean, mine has a lot of singers in it. It got to the point where I was like, this is too much. I don't need, it's like almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
But a lot of singers, not really much dancing in my feed. We've got some musical theater. We've got a little bit of Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I've got some of that in mine too.
There's some funny Harry Potter stuff.
Oh yeah.
I intentionally only follow like bead stuff from the Sam's Bead Shop TikTok. And just to keep like, because like that, so that can have like all the beads in it.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been wanting to make TikToks for Sam's Bead Shop, but like, my goodness, I don't know how. Like,
I don't either, and I want to, but I just don't know how. I have no idea. I'm very technologically challenged, so.
Like Insta stories make sense to me, but like, there's so many options for putting a TikTok together, and I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, something about this is something is off, and I don't know if it's this last loop. That's a little better. Okay, this has turned into a huge earring.
It's almost like a pendant.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at this point. Like, okay, maybe this just needs to go on a really long piece of chain because this is like over the top. This is probably bigger than an earring I would wear, and I wear pretty big earrings.
It just keeps going.
It does. It really does. Oh my goodness. It's kind of fabulous though. The colors are amazing. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be an earring anymore though. I think it's going to be a pendant. So should we put something in the middle?
Heck, I was just thinking about that.
What would it be? There's so much to choose from.
Is that a coin blue in your blue mix? Or is that?
I don't know. Here's the green.
Ooh, a drop.
Yes, let's put a drop in it. Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna need another wire. So I could do this with 24 gauge wire, but I'm gonna do it with 22 just because I'm picky. So let's see here.
I want to see your trick of how you get the wire started on a hoop because I have the hardest time.
I think everybody does. There's not really a great trick to it. It's just using your pliers to squeeze them together. That's my trick. Use the pliers. The pliers are your friend.
Lori, Sarah's using German style wire, and what is that's a silver plate?
Yeah. Yes, silver plated.
I'm curious how they work hard in it. Like, is there less copper inside or something? That's
You know, I'm not really sure how it is that it comes to be different. I know that it does have a copper core, but I'm not really sure what makes it different. I should ask, and I should probably know. Beadalon, if you're watching, I'm sorry that I don't know the answer. Please don't fire me.
Wanda says, "There's not really a trick." Sarah does it easily and perfectly. Truth. Because oftentimes mine starts sliding down the frame.
Yeah.
My little coils. Did you
Well,
squeeze the coils at all to like?
no.
Well, that
but
doesn't make you feel better.
yes, Sam. I squeeze them very, very hard with and that is the trick. No, it's just part of it is because I chose the 22 gauge wire. If I had done this with the 24 gauge wire, it probably would have slid down on the hoop a little bit more. That's why I went for the 22, just because it has a kind of a different feeling to it, even though it is German style wire and it's only just one difference in the gauge. For whatever reason, I have better luck wrapping around components with the 22. It just seems to behave a little bit better. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe try, instead of a really thin gauge wire, to go up to a little bit, thicker. I know that seems like a weird adjustment to make, but sometimes that's what it takes, you know?
Yeah.
So there's our little peacock pendant. What does everybody think? It really went way above and beyond what I had anticipated.
It was just cool to see like it unfold, because you've got different techniques going on in there with the coiling, and then you made the hoop. I would love to, if we had time, I would love to see how you assembled the hoop, what your process was. Because you came back down and wrapped it again.
You want me to make another hoop for you just so you can see?
Well, unless you wanted to use your 10 minutes and like make like a beaded chain for your pendant. I don't want to stop you.
No. I'm just going to put this on a piece of just regular plain chain, so we can do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, I think because I think it'd be helpful for especially folks who joined since you made the hoop. We could see how that came together, because I think that's a great technique to have in your arsenal.
All right, perfect. So let me pop a jump ring on this real quick. And so when we turn it around, I'll put this up on the bust so that you can see what it looks like hanging. So that'll be ready to go. All we have to do is just do that. Okay, so let me set this up here for a second. And let's see. So I used for the hoop itself, I used about 6 to 8 inches, I think is what I cut. I don't have an exact measurement on that, because at that point I wasn't really paying attention to measurements, but it really is only going to take you about 6 inches to create your hoop. And let's see. I came down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I came down, was it 8? Yeah, I came down 8. I'm going to get my gauge here, and I'll tell you what the millimeter is on that. So 18 millimeters is the size of the mandrel that I'm using. So if you want to make it the exact size, just find something that's close to that size. That size is pretty close to like the large highlighter markers, oddly enough. So if you've got a highlighter marker, you can always use a marker. So I'm just going to take my wire and I'm going to lay it across that part of the mandrel, and I'm just going to take it and wrap it. Actually, I need to be a little bit more in the middle of the wire here. So one end is a little bit longer than the other. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Crossing those 2 wires. Okay. And I like to just go ahead and flatten them all the way down to just finish out my loop, so that when I take it off, it really does have a nice nice full circle. I like to make my wrapped loop on the mandrel, but you don't have to. You can take it off. It's up to you. I'm going to take one of those wires and let's see, which one did I? So the shorter one, I'm just going to bend it up like that. Okay. I'm going to take this longer wire and I'm going to wrap it around. Okay. So when I take it off, I have myself a little hoop here. I feel like this is not enough wire. I'm going to cut another piece of wire. Let's do this again. So maybe 8 inches is probably going to be a better bet than 6. Should have been paying a little bit more attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when we were working on this, but okay. So let's go again. I'm going to bend one of those wires straight up. I'm going to take my longer wire and wrap around. And I'm going to wrap around about 2 times. Okay. And I'm going to take that off of the tool. So there is our hoop. And you can make that hoop any size you want to. It doesn't have to be the size that I've made here. I'm going to take this part of the wire, straighten it up nice and tall, and then I'm going to put a bead on it. You don't have to put a bead on it if you don't want to, but I do like to have the bead. I'm going to leave this long wire coming out the edge here just like it is. And I'm going to use the top of the wire here to make a wrapped loop. So I'm just going to grab that wire right where it is exiting the bead with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to give the wire a bend. So when I take the pliers away, I have the perfect amount of space here for my wraps. So I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to take the wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers. And then I need to roll those pliers so that I can get that wire over to the other side. I'm going to switch hands and then I'm going to wrap in that space between the loop that we made and the top of our bead. And I had enough room for about 3 wraps. Okay, so now I'm going to come to the back. I'm going to trim off any of the excess and tuck your end if you need to. So if your wire is sticking up, you want to come in and squeeze that down with your pliers. Oh gosh.
Puppy.
Okay, so now with this extra wire, if you don't want the extra wire and you don't want to frame this little bead, you don't have to. You can just go ahead and cut the wire off. But I do like every once in a while to add a little decorative something extra. So I'm just going to take that wire and kind of lay it along the side of the bead. And then I'm going to come to the front of the wire wraps at the top. And then I'm going to wrap around the wraps that are already there once. And then I'm going to go down the side. So we're kind of doing herringbone here, but just in a very simplistic singular wrap kind of form. And again, coming to the front. And then I'm going to wrap around the middle. And then I'm just going to come to the back and trim off any of the excess. And this honestly would make a beautiful earring all by itself. Just put an ear wire on it and you've got a really pretty earring. It doesn't have to be crazy over the top like this to still be a beautiful, a beautiful piece. So that's the base of our crazy. So you can.
Thanks for showing that. No, that's so helpful. I'm there were some funny comments. Oops. When Lori said, Sarah just went into teaching mode. Can anyone else tell the difference? I think that was so funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like flipping a switch.
It just came right. It just started.
Yeah. That's funny. I noticed it too. And I if I could have seen the comments go by, that would have made me giggle because I can feel it happening. It's really funny. And it's funny because I say the same things over and over again. I'm like, okay, and you bend the wire over the top of the pliers, and then you're going to take the wire up and over the top barrel. It's like, those things are just ingrained in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
cool.
There you go.
Oh,
so I'm going to turn you around and let's hang this up and see what it looks like hanging. Look how different we have the baby, and then we have the crazy mama here.
See, it shows how one technique can go in so many different directions.
Exactly.
You can, your design can become enormous if you just keep going.
Yes, it can. And I've been known to get a little enormous with my designs. That's just, things can get out of control if I don't watch myself, because I love dangles and I love extra, and so I could just keep going and keep going and keep going. I have to filter myself.
How boring.
All right, so let me put this on the bust. Now I shortened it up just so that you can see it hanging, but I'd probably wear this really long if it were me. I mean, anybody, you could wear it however you wanted to, but I would probably wear it really long and then maybe layer it with some shorter pieces out of this same box. So maybe some like a rosary chain, you know, just the linked beaded chain with, you know, some of the blues and the greens, so that I had some layers to go with this. But it does look awesome all by itself though.
It's stunning. It's actually, yeah, it makes actually a lovely focal with, I wasn't sure, like, I couldn't see what it was gonna look like just with it on its own with the chain. And I think it actually really works really, really well.
Yeah, it worked out. It definitely went a little big as far as an earring is concerned. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't try it, because I probably would, but it's pretty big. You have to be pretty bold to pull off an earring like that. And I like big earrings, but I do think that's a little too big for me, but you never know. I mean, if you're feeling the full peacock, you might as well.
Become the peacock.
Become one with the peacock.
We all got to become our own dancing peacocks this month.
So there you go. I think I did okay. I did okay. It didn't turn out exactly like I wanted, but it was fun. So that's the most important part, right?
Absolutely. I think you nailed the spirit of the maker challenge.
Sweet. Good.
Because you absolutely did not start knowing that that's what that was going to be the result.
Right. Yep. And that's what makes it fun, you know. You kind of have an idea to start with, but it's like that even when it's not a design on the fly. You know, you come to the table and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to make today, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you have it in your head, you know. And it can be something just as great. So,
well, I love it. I'm a huge fan of what you came up with. I, of course, am a huge fan of you.
Oh, back at you.
I don't think I've told folks, today is actually basically the start of we got Sarah for 4 weeks over at Sam's Bead Shop. So
awesome.
It'll be today, and then the next 3 Saturdays, Sarah's going to be joining to share some of her designs. Hopefully always using, I'm going to send her out a bunch of beads from the shop and see what she comes up with. And we're going to try to post the project soon. Yeah. So we can start gathering some of the materials. But I want to see, I have a few ideas in my mind, like did you see obviously the Art Deco cut? I'm very curious what you could do with.
Yeah.
Also the new Preciosa pit beads.
See, I've not had an opportunity to play with those. So yes, everybody went crazy over them. So if I can get my hands on some of those, I don't know. Yeah,
you need to tell me what colors you like, because then I'm thinking that there's I've got some pastel colors and I got some metallics that I stocked I'm obsessed with the new Preciosa pips. For folks that don't know, they're a Brio top drilled, and they have 3 engraved lines on them, and the colors they're coming in. And they're a good size. They're 10 by 14, which I think is a great Brio size. So I know you, oh my gosh, we're good. I know you have a lot of designs using top drilled beads like that. So we'll get some of those out to you, and then we'll start posting some of the projects so folks can join along.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So
me too. So mark your calendars the next 3 Saturdays. Come join Sarah and I. And it's 4 o'clock.
It is. It is.
On
It's
the
7 o'clock here.
Oh, right.
It's dinner time here. It's dinner time.
Well, you go have a lovely dinner, Sarah. It was so great to be with you the last hour.
It was so much fun. Thank you for having me, Sam. It was
My pleasure.
a blast as always.
Oh, my pleasure. If folks want to sign up for Sam's Bead Box, we have at least some slots left for July. So just make sure, I would probably get your subscription started soon. If you're already subscribed, don't start a new subscription because then we're gonna have to go in and refund you. We just don't do anything. It renews automatically. So I'm excited for everything coming up. So I'll see you next week, Sarah.
Yep, sounds good. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.